Howdy guys, T-Bull here, coming back at you with more World of Warships Legends. Today we got the buffed Amagi... Excuse me. Oh, sorry, I got a bad case of YouTuberitis. We got the buffed Amagi going. Buffed Amagi, that's what we're dealing with. Takagi on the screen. I switched out JoJo for Kedrov. I don't know if you need JoJo on the Japanese battleships. They got pretty good pen. Point out, I did have prop mod on this build during this game, so that's why I put that on the screen. I switched that to steering gears. One of the reasons I like putting that screen on there, you guys like it, or you seem to like it because you can see the builds, but forces me to bring up the ship build on some of these ships I've had for quite a while, so switched it out for steering gears. I think that's going to work better. I will point out one instance in this game, though, where that prop mod does save my bacon. Anyway, before we get into this too much, we got some giveaways going on. I've given away ships on Twitter and Discord, and then tomorrow, the stream, 10:30 Central Time AM, we're going to be giving away a Tier 5 and 2 Tier 6s during that stream. So if you're able to tune in then, that should be a lot of fun. Today, though, I got a mixture of prizes. Each winner, we're going to have 5 winners from PlayStation, 5 winners from Xbox. Each winner will get one big USN crate, one small USN crate, and one of those camo packs. So some nice giveaways there. If you want to enter the giveaway, you got to be subscribed to the channel first off, and then put your gamer tag, spell it correctly, because if it's not correct, they're not going to be able to find you. You're not going to get the prize. And then what system you're on, and we'll be crediting those prizes. All these prizes for those who are winning should probably show up mid next week, would be my guess. But they'll get, Wargaming is helping me with this, so whenever they have time to do it, they'll put them on the account. So please be patient if you do win. Anyway, the Amagi, they tighten up the dispersion on this, so I think they said they're planning on whatever change they made should result in roughly 6% more hits landing per game or whatever for the ship. So combined with the Takagi boost and the ship's boost, this thing's feeling pretty good. I missed the first half of that salvo on the Iowa. It looked like he was going a little slower, maybe sped up. But the second one, we get him there with a nice juicy shot. And Wichita pops up. Now we have the chop I have. He's broadside to this guy, and you're going to see later he's going to be broadside to another cruiser. Not a big believer in armor angling, but I want to keep him alive if possible. That is a valuable ship. So I'm going to wait for the full salvo to reload there, and then we're going to line up the shot on the Wichita. Wichita we already covered on the channel. Not going to do too well taking these full salvos from an Amagi. Let's see how this one works for him. He gone! That's a full health and no health Wichita there to open the match. And yeah, that's not going to work out for him. So anyway, that kind of constituted the majority of their push into A. This guy, I don't know if he's got 2 hands on the control or if he's working on his Dewey there. But either way, he's going to wind up grinding on that lower white line for a little bit, and then he'll get back into the game. Meantime, we're going to go try and support. You can see most of my team, they have no obstacle to getting on C, except for their own fear. But eventually they'll make their way there. I do want to kind of put some pressure on these ships that are pressuring them, though. You can see there's no caps being captured or contested at this point in time. So getting the first cap would go a long way here. Nelson's giving us a nice juicy broadside here. Hoping to kill him or at least ding him pretty hard, I think. But now we're going to execute this turn. And for those battleship players among you who lament the fact that you're getting burned to death by HE spam, 2 counters to it. Number 1, if you have the accuracy build, you can consider switching that perk 1 slot out to whatever's not the flammable cannoneer, which increases your fire chance by like 13% or something like that. You can also put shear on there, which will cut down the fire chance some more. You can do that either or, but the other thing you can do, turn away here. We looked for an opportunity to angle away, and now should the HE spam come in or the situation gets hot, I floor the gas. And guess what? I'm not going towards the team. I'm going away from them at that point in time. Easier to protect myself. Plus, you can see in the diagram, we can get very nice, steep firing angles on there. Protect our ship quite well. If you're pointing towards them and you're angled as tight as you can while getting the full broadside, that nose part of your section is going to be relatively broadside. You can see how it tapers in there. So that's going to be flatter than the rest of your ship. Any shots that hit there, going to pen, potentially hit you in the citadel too. So there's usually multiple advantages towards facing away from the enemy. Now, we're not charging out of there, and we're staying in position to fire these guys. But looking on the map there, you can see we're essentially angled to all the ships that are really threatening us at this point in time. Again, whenever teams clump up like that, very easy to angle and protect yourself against basically all the threats against you. And then you can just pick whichever target looks juiciest to you. In this case, it's a flat Vlad that's just testing his side armor against an Amagi. We'll see how that works out for him. Nelson, he's getting shots in, but they're hitting us pretty steep. Now, he's going with the AP. He could go with the HE. That could do some more damage. But as we back up here, I think he will get a decent shot because the further back we go, or the more we close in towards the team, as you will, he's going to have more access to that broadside. It's going to be a flatter and flatter surface to him. So maybe pushing back a little bit too far here. I do want to support this chop I have. We already saved his bacon once. Let's see if we can do it again. There's the shot I was talking about. I mean, it wasn't a massive damage salvo, but it got us pretty good. Probably should have held on to the shot for the Belfast, though. The chop I have, all he has to really do is angle. I mean, they nerfed his armor a little bit, but he can still defend himself against a Belfast quite easily if he points directly at him. If he points his sides directly at him, not going to work out very well. So we're trying to get these shells loaded as quick as possible, trying to save that guy's rear end. Unfortunately, the shot's away, and we do get the Belfast, but he does get the chop I have in trade. So, unfortunate there. But we're just over, 5 minutes in the game. Got 122k damage. And our team's managed to get C. They got a guy on A that captured that one. Ooh, and we're getting some splashes. What's the weather forecast? Oh, golden showers. Okay, well, that changes things. So we're going to disengage here. We drop spot. You can make the case. You could pop the damage con here, but I don't know exactly where that Atlanta is. He does have torps. Now, they are close-range torps, so I could probably pretty safely damage con this fire. But if the Atlanta pops out, spots me, the Nelson has HE loaded. He might get 2 or 3 fires. That could be a problem. So, you can watch this and say, go ahead and damage con that. You're not detected. I can agree with that, but I could also say, not that big of a deal. We have multiple heals. Fire damage, 100% healable, so as long as they're not whittling my health down too low, the fires really don't bother me. Anyway, Nelson's charging in now. I'm going to try and aim a little bit in front of him. I want to hit him right in that nose if possible. Unfortunately, he's going a little faster than I thought he was. We're going to hit him in the middle of the ship, but these guns overmatch that Nelson hull armor quite effectively, so had we been able to drop him right in the front section there, might have actually had some access to that citadel. Anyway, we're going to kind of dodge and weave. We're going to go looking for this Atlanta here. The fire burns out. He's going to set another one. And this one, there's not really much case to damage con it because we're starting to get the feeling the Atlanta's fairly close. And again, if we put that out and then we eat some torps, it's game over. Why am I over here on my own? No destroyers on the enemy team. I'm not really afraid of anything 1v1 on the enemy team here. Battleships that go sailing off on their own when there's destroyers around, usually those destroyers will focus you like a laser until you're dead. Most destroyer players only see battleships and they only think about torping them. So if you're on your own without any support, usually you're going to make yourself a meaty target. Not the case here though. But now we're going to see what exactly happens here. We've been kind of peppering this Vlad over here, getting some decent shots on him, whittling him down. But there the Atlanta pops up on the map. Unfortunately, I don't think I saw him right away. We were committed. I was trying to kill the Vlad, but whether I saw the Atlanta or not, I can't remember. I thought he was probably going to try and run away from me, which you generally don't want to be that close to battleships as cruisers. Now, I'm looking at those rocks basically where we're aimed at, and I'm thinking those are going to block the torps. So I'm not really that worried about torps coming until I see where he gets them off. And these kind of surprised me. So we were slowing down. Now I can see they're heading directly at me. That's a kill shot. Now we pop it on full blast, full gear, slam the metal pedal, whatever you want to call it. And this is where the prop mod actually does save our bacon there. We get 1 torp, yeah, that brings us low, but we do get a chance to duel this Atlanta close range. Now, watch what he's doing here. He's trying to get around this island. I get it. He's backing up, he's stuck. So he's trying to run for his life. But he fires a little bit too early here. I only have 8,000 health, and there's a pretty decent chance if he holds this, especially if he has AP loaded, shoots me in the superstructure there. I think he probably could have killed me. But he's also angling towards me because he's trying to get around the island. And, well, he gone as well. So, yeah, they get me there. But we got rid of the Atlanta. Now, before we call this game, I do want to point out we're going to zoom in on the ship. I'm going to pick on him, not to pick on this player personally. This is a common thing you see, though. What this Tirpitz is doing is kiting away. He's trying to draw, whether he's doing this intentionally or not, part of the reason that you want to kite, or why it's an effective tactic, is you can draw the enemy away from what matters in the game. And he's drawn this Gneisenau all the way from sea, all the way down here. This guy's been trying to kill him. Hasn't had any success. Now he's broadsided the entire team except for this guy who's launching torps. He's got secondaries going off on him. Just a horrible play. If someone wants to run away and, off to the nether regions of the map that have no bearing on the outcome of the match, let them go. Look on your map, see, okay, what do we need to do to win? Identify your win condition, then say to yourself, what can I do to help us win that way? And then pursue that objective. Trailing battleships that are going off, back to port. That guy's going back to Germany, and the guy was chasing him all the way there. So, ineffective play there. I'm not going to harp on it this time, just thought I'd point it out. There's always more opportunities to point out things like that. My team did try their hardest to lose this, but they were able to pull it off in the end. So, anyway, that's a look at the buffed Amagi. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, thumbs up. New to the channel, subscribe. Questions, comments, below. Peace.